What's going on, guys? It's your boy GS, and welcome back to yet another Madden 13 online ranked match. And today we have some Dolphins gameplay for you guys, and our opponent goes ahead and select the Saints. And you guys know the Saints are a very, very tough team to stop defensively. And as you guys know, that gives me the most trouble in Madden, is stopping somebody continuously. And it doesn't make it that much easier when you have so many weapons on the field. So definitely should be a good game. We went ahead with the Dolphins. We're using our 5-wide Philly scheme. So we feel confident that, you know, we're going to be able to move the ball on their defense. You know, we know their defense isn't the greatest. So we feel confident on offense. It's a matter of, are we going to be able to make the stops on defense to be able to run away with this game. So at the beginning of the game, we have the ball first, and of course, I feel like my number one weapon in this game is Reginald Bush. So I want to show him my Bush as many times as possible. I want to give him the Bush all game. So anytime I drop back, he is my number one weapon. He is going to be the first person I am looking for to see if he's open or not. And Tanner Hill doesn't have the greatest accuracy in the world, but I feel like he's accurate enough to run what I'm using, as we end up getting a nice little wiggle right there for first down. He has good speed, so I'll mix in a couple of draws. And right there we hit Reginald, and he cuts back to the inside, and he is gone. He ends up scoring a touchdown just like that. First time Reginald touches the ball, and he is gone. One play, one touchdown, and that is the factor that Reggie Bush brings to the table, is the fact that he is so quick and so fast that he can just go ahead and take a simple 10-yard out route and take it for a 60-yard touchdown. So, again, we feel confident in offense. We have Best back there. We also have Hartline. We have Bush. We have Miller for some speed. You know, I like the receiver setup that I was able to put together. You know, I definitely have some good speed back there. And Tanner Hill definitely has speed himself, so he's able to take off if there's a broken play or whatever. So again, I like the way the depth chart was set up for this game, and I feel confident running it. And see, we got to stop. We forced him to punt the ball, and now we have a chance to go up 14-0. And again, I feel like the 5 wide was giving him trouble. He definitely had trouble trying to stop it. He resulted to some heavy FAG D, and it gave me a lot of trouble, which you'll see later on in the game. But for the beginning stages of the game, he really had trouble stopping what I was doing, and so we want to take advantage of that. You know, we want to take it right there. Just a horrible throw by me. We would have had him open on the out route, but we threw that just a second too early. And if you rewind it, you look, he didn't even actually do like an out route. He didn't turn in. He kind of did like an 11 o'clock turn instead of turning in at 9 o'clock. So that gave the cornerback enough time to turn around. So just do that a little too early, so that timing was off by me. Right here, he tries to go for the streak on 3rd and forever, but we end up getting an interception. I'm sorry, somebody, no soup for you. So we get a good return, and again, we're back in business. We're right where we were last time. We're almost within the red zone, and we're in striking distance. Right here, we go to the outpost, but Tannehill misses the wide open target. So again, on 2nd and 10, we go back to the outside, and we find Miller, and we end up scoring another touchdown. Again, having that Bush and Miller combo back there has some great speed. Both of them with speed 95. The secondary of the Saints, that's one thing that they are lacking, is speed. So again, you have to play your matchups to your strengths. I know I have speed in my backfield on my receivers. I know he doesn't, so I got to try and find the mismatches where they are and try and get Miller and Bush in open field so I can utilize their speed against the slowness that the Saints have. So we're up 14-0, and we're feeling good, you know, as we should. You know, we've already got 2 stops. We've scored twice, so you know, we're feeling good. But as the game progresses, as he scores a touchdown right here, you'll see that he results in FAG D, and he's still able to get pressure in. Now, that's the most frustrating thing about FAG D. Now, I can sit back there and be patient as well as anybody, wait for somebody to be open. But when this one person rushing in gets a sack, that's when it becomes utterly frustrating. As you see right there, he doesn't have a spy, so Tannehill is just taking off, and then he starts putting together like, wait a minute, I need to throw up a spy. Right there, we end up throwing an interception. Just another bad read by me, and he's already resulting in, you know, the FAG D. And if you guys know, this is why I wanted to go to 5 wide, to give myself the best chance to beat this, because this thing is getting more and more popular by the day. And a lot of people ask, what is FAG? Well, it stands for First and Goal Defense. A lot of people, when you get to the goal line, when you're kind of like, first and 9, I mean like on a 9-8 yard line, whatever, what they would do is they'll just throw everybody up in coverage. And because it's such a tight space, it's really hard to find a receiver when you only got 9 yards to work with, when you got 11 people back up in coverage. So FAG just stands for First and Goal Defense, where people would just throw everybody up in coverage when they run the goal line. But as you see, we're still taking off our 10 to hill, and we still are doing our thing. We know how to run around the spy. Excuse me, we know how to do that. So again, so far not so bad. I mean, we've made a couple of bad reads, but for the most part we're doing all right. And right here we end up finding FTW right here, and we score another touchdown. He's another receiver with some speed, so we definitely have the advantage, I feel like, our offense against their defense. All we need to do is find them with open space, and they should be able to do some running damage. So we're up 21-7, and this game is getting ugly at this point. We're feeling good. Right here, he hits me with the streak, but thankfully he ends up dropping it. That's why we switched to McCann at the free safety spot, because his speed is like 95, whatever, so I could chase down those streaks. He has some speed of his own. Obviously, you have Henderson, who's really fast, and you have to worry about him on the streaks and things like that. He still has Moore, who's not as fast as Henderson, but he's still fast. And right here, he ends up going to the screenplay, and a lot of things to worry about with the Saints. My first thing I have to worry about is Jimmy Graham. The last thing you want him is streaking you from the inside and just killing you. So I always got to keep an eye on Graham. Then you have Colston and Henderson and Moore. And Drew Brees is as accurate as they go. The dude is an absolute beast. So right here we have him on a 4th and long, and I'm sure he's feeling like he's desperation mode, so he has to go for it. But we end up swatting it down, so we have a chance to go up 28-7, and that right there I feel like is just a big enough lead where he's not going to be able to come back. And right here you see he's throwing up the heavy FAG. He's throwing up multiple spies, and the pressure got in. I tried to run around it, but I got hit and I fumbled. And then that's when he kind of figured out, like, okay, this is what I need to do to put a limit to his offense. And I've gotten a lot better now at handling that. But this game, it just seems like when he was rushing 1 or 2, they got in a lot quicker than they should have. I mean, if I've got 5 people blocking, I don't understand how 2 people get in so quickly. I mean, that's something that shouldn't happen. But he breaks the tackle right there just to pass the first down marker on 4th down. But right there, we get an interception. We hit him with the yellow zone, and he tried to do a comeback route, which he has used a couple times. So we figure we'll catch him off guard with the yellow zone, and it worked. And right here, as you see, he's back to the FAG. And look how quick that gets in. FAG came in. 2 people blocked. Look at that block shed. I mean, that was on the screen, but still, he still block shed past the lineman. I mean, these guys are getting in a matter of 2 seconds, and that's what was the most frustrating thing. Like right here, he sends one. There's nobody there, so that was a lot easy for me to be able to run. I don't even think he put up a spy at that point, so we were able to run for the first down. And right here, we're standing in the pocket. We're looking. Nobody's getting open, and then the pocket collapsed. And then nobody's open, so I got to take off. And again, the FAG is getting in a matter of seconds. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that quick for somebody to come in. They should definitely have some trouble rushing 1 or 2. Look at that. He's rushing 1 person. I'm standing in the pocket. I'm looking. Nobody's there, so I end up running. I get hit again, and I fumble. And again, it's not easy trying to find 5 wide receivers, and he has 9, 10 people in coverage. It's not easy. Right there, I made a huge mistake. I was hitting timeout, but I didn't get the call. I mean, I should have kicked the field goal. I'm hitting the back button. There was 2 seconds left on the clock after I caught that pass, but I just didn't get the timeout. I don't know why. That happens every once in a while. I hate when it happens. But right there, we get another user interception, and he's testing the user. Don't be disrespectful, son. Does somebody need to send you a link to my channel? Don't test the users, my man. And right there, we find Miller, and we got to do a better job at beating this FAG. We cannot let him think that just throwing up 9, 10 people in coverage is going to stop us, because then he's going to do it throughout the game, and we don't want that, So right now we're up 28-7, and we're feeling good. Not as confident as we was before, because when the game first started, he was sending at least 3, and we were just picking them apart. So he's resulted in just throwing maximum coverage up, and as you see right there, we get another turnover, another pick six, and now it's 35-7. Now you feel like, all right, GS, this should be no way in hell you should lose this game 35-7. That is a tremendous lead. You should be able to run away with this game with no problem. When you get the ball back, all you got to do is, run the ball. And I want to say this was probably the first 10 to 15 games as I was running the scheme. Right here, I ran to this. I thought he was overthrown. You guys know when somebody's overthrown, you kind of take the guy and just run to the side, or you just stop running. I thought he was overthrown when the ball first hit the air, and stupid mistake by me. I kind of run to the side thinking it's overthrown, and he ends up catching the ball, so I look like an idiot right there. But we still have a tremendous lead, and like I said, back then, look, he's sending FAG D. Nobody's open. I'm trying to reroute people, so I just take off for Tannehill, and of course we fumble again, but we end up recovering this time. And like I said, this is probably like the first 10 or 15 games of me using the 5 wide scheme, so I definitely run it a lot different now. Like if in this same situation, I'm completely running the ball. I'm not going to stick to the 5 wide. Right there, he definitely catches me off guard, and he sends a heavy blitz. I was not expecting that on 3rd and inches. So he forces a sack, and I end up punting him the ball. And like now, if I'm in this same situation, I'm definitely just running the ball and killing the clock. Then I was just wanted to get comfortable with it, so I'm calling 5 wide in every situation to try and get myself, comfortable with it. Right here, he ends up throwing a streak, but we got 3 people back there, so he doesn't get it. We got to limit his scoring. We can't let him get comfortable and, be able to score and ease his way back into this ball game. So him scoring here kind of gives him a little glimpse of hope that he has a chance to come back. On 4th and 10, of course, he's going to go for it. He goes over the middle, and he gets a conversion. And again, that's one of the most frustrating things on defense is stopping somebody consecutively, but on 4th down, just on one play, they get that. Right there, drop pick, and that definitely doesn't help the situation. And Drew Brees is standing in the pocket, and I'm sending blitzes, but I can't get no pressure on him. But he's sending the FAG D, and he's getting, a one-man sack, which is nothing more frustrating than that, man. And as you see, I'm using the word frustrating a lot because maximum coverage definitely can get the best of you at times. And I felt like this right here was going to give me the best state to try and beat it. And I still feel that way. But when you're getting pressure, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that was what? A second and a half right there? I mean, I'm not having much time. They're block shedding, and they're getting to me in a matter of seconds. I'm not having enough time for my receivers to even develop their routes. And that's what's frustrating right there. We had him on the out route, but for whatever reason, we just couldn't link up. So now he truly has a chance to make this a one-possession game. And frustration is at his all-time max. I have this huge lead. He results in sending multiple people in coverage from the line. He's still getting pressure, and I'm not able to find anybody open. So that right there is definitely, getting to me. I got to figure a way to beat this right there. Of course, I get burned on. He's doing a Bernie, and now I'm like, okay, if he stops me here, we're in trouble. We need to score here. We need to find a way to beat this defense and score now. We cannot give him the ball back with the opportunity to tie this game. So, right here, we're back, we're looking, and, now we need to make something happen. We just nobody open. He comes all the way around for another sack. And right here, we try to hit him with the screenplay, figuring he's going to call the FAG D. Of course, he does. And we got open room, but we're unable to even get the first down. So right here, we need this to avoid a punt. This right here is a huge down, but he stops us. So we end up punting the ball. We got that 4th down swag. So he has a chance to tie this game, and I just blew a huge lead. I can't even believe he has a chance to even tie this game. And he's moving the ball down the field, and now we're feeling like we're going to lose this game after such a huge lead. And, that's not good. Right there, he goes for the streak, and we drop the interception, and now we're like, come on, Madden, give us something. Give us something. Reward the user. I mean, that would have been a switch pick, but still, right here, he tries to take off with Drew Brees, and we end up stopping that short. So, right there, we get a beautiful interception. Again, we went back to the cover 2 sink, throw up some yellow zones. He threw right into coverage, and that right there was a huge interception. And now, again, we need to score a field goal. We need something. Right there, we go to Reginald, and we make a missed tackle, and we get good yardage. And right there, we go back to the bush, and we are showing them how wild our bush can get. Our bush can get very wicked out there. our Bush can get very wicked out there. So we score a touchdown, and we go back up a multiple possession lead. And now I'm feeling like, okay, great. You know, all this faggotry of defense you want to be calling, we found a way to finally score on it. And, you know, so now we're feeling, you know, good that we should be able to bring this game home. You know, there's only a couple minutes left, so, you know, bearing some type of, you know, onside kick score type of miracle ordeal, we should be able to win this game. So all we need to do, even if he does score, we just need to make him drive. Right here, 4th down, we got him. He ends up streaking me. We're coasting. I try to swat the ball loose. Sometimes you get that animation where the receiver drops the ball. Fortunately, Colston holds on, and he scores a touchdown. Now it's onside kick time. Thankfully, we end up recovering the ball, or he touched it too soon. So all we need is a field goal, and this game is over. You know, go back up 2 possessions. So we want to run the ball. It's exactly what we do with Tannehill. We bring it to the 2-minute warning. And right here, we're looking. We just need a 1st down. We reroute RB. We kind of thread the needle, squeeze it in there with Miller, and we just passed the 1st down marker. Now we figure this game is over. Now he has to waste his timeouts at this point. Right here, we just run with Tannehill. He wastes his timeout, but we're in field goal range, so we're good. Right here is the worst thing that possibly could have happened outside of a turnover. Nobody's open. Of course, he's calling the FAG D. But due to the Infinity Engine, our momentum brings us backwards. We fumble, and we lose like 8 yards right there. And we're like, oh, man, we're possibly out of field goal range. But we just end up running with Tannehill, and we sneak our way back into field goal range, and we kick a field goal. And now the game is over. We're up 2 possessions with less than a minute left. He has no timeouts. No way he's coming back from this ordeal. So we end up winning the game. We struggled badly with the FAG D here. You know, now I've definitely switched up how I run the playbook from then. You know, I'm definitely mixing in a lot more runs out of snugs. They're just more runs, period. You know, I'm not going to stay stubborn and just continuously stay in a 5 receiver wide if it's not necessary. You know, I was doing great with it in the beginning. Then he was calling the heavy FAG D, and I should have been able to mix in some runs to get him out of it, you know, which I would do now. In this scenario, I'm going to run to get you out of that defense, or at least try to, and, you know, try to mix them, try to get you back into sending more people, and that's going to make it more easier to, you know, use the 5 wide more effectively. But that's the end of the game, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, hit that like button, but please only do so if you're entertained. You dropped them skill points, son, and I'll scoop them up. Follow me on Twitter if you're not already. It's your boy GS, and I'm out. Peace. Give it to me, baby.